Hello, it is your online crew captain here, Helen Martin. I've got Harley. I've got Henry with me today. Welcome, online crew. Awesome to be here with you to talk about some social media marketing myths. Let's debunk 5 of those myths here today on my live. So, hello, Stephanie. How are you today? Awesome to see you on live. It's awesome to see you all here. So say hello, tell me where you're coming in from as you jump in. If you're watching the replay later, hello Courtney, how are you? It's awesome to see you on live. So if you're catching the replay later, just put the word replay down below so I can give you a shout out. So I'm here to talk, so much fun chatting with you today. Was today for you? Yesterday for me, it's weird being so far away from the rest of the world here in Australia, I tell you. It's the next day. Hey Katrina, how you going? So I want to share with you today, so there's a lot of, lot of social media marketing myths, and I'm only going to go through 5 today, but there are plenty. Oh, what I'm going to do here, hang on, bear with me guys. I am just going to, so just talk amongst yourselves, say hello. Hello, Tiffany, how are you? I'm just going to click the share button here, share to a group, and I'm going to go into the awesome new group that we've got, guys. Who's in my group? Who's an online crew member and is in that group? Drop some palm trees down below, guys, if you are in my new free group. I did an awesome training in there. When was it? This week has been a big week. I haven't had much sleep, as some of you would know. Was it yesterday? All about attraction marketing. So I hope you got some really good value out of that. That was, great value. Stephanie's one of my online crew members. Awesome. Hello, Heather. How are you today? Awesome to see you. So if anyone's new here with me, just drop the word new down below so I can give you a special shout out. What I do here is help home-based business owners bring their business online, leverage social media and learn modern social media strategies to build your business. No more spam. We don't want any spam. We don't want to chase anyone about our business. We want to learn modern social media strategies, and at the end of the day, lift the professionalism of people in this industry so it makes it easier for all of us to build our business. That's what we're really striving for. Hey Rob, how are you? Which filter is this? I haven't got a filter on, Courtney. This is my new set. Can you see a filter? I haven't got a filter on. This is my new setting, Courtney, my palm tree setting. So this is what I do with my lives. The reason for that, if you've missed, I think you've seen this before, Courtney, just a little backtrack. Obviously, Harley is no longer on my lives with me. Harley was my little puppy, and the little puppy turned into a massive puppy who was scratching me on screen. Hey Karen, how are you? Lovely to see you on live. And so Harley had to go. So now all we've got is Henry. But our little mascot here for our online crew is the palm tree. So I took palm tree to a whole new level, Courtney. So I've got a real one. This is the real part of the setting. I had to have a real one. So as long as he stays alive and I water him and things are okay. We've got a cricket in there that is so far buried deep. I can't get him out. I can't find him. This is what's, Courtney, so this is for you. See this little cruise ship? Oh, it's a bit low today. See this little cruise ship here? This is a replica of a cruise ship that our family went on last year sometime. So my boys bought the little replica of the cruise ship. These hats are actually, so this is nothing that I've bought apart from the palm. I wanted the palm anyway, but this is nothing that I've done special. This is all stuff that I had around the house, believe it or not, as wacky as that is. So this little cruise ship here, we're going on that cruise ship, Courtney, and anyone else that's, watching live. I'm sipping margaritas. Courtney, what are you drinking? Let me know what you're drinking and I'll make sure that the bar's got it ready for you behind the bar. And these were hats that my boys bought. And as you can tell, they're kids' hats, so it doesn't even fit on my head. But so I'm the online crew captain. You are the awesome, oh, Courtney, you're not having a water. Not allowing that, Courtney. Tiffany's having a wine tonight. Awesome. So when our businesses are crushing it online, because you know how to leverage social media the modern way, then we're all hopping on that cruise ship, which you can't see. I'm going to have to adjust this. It's a little bit low. Are you pregnant, Courtney? Is that why you're drinking water or you don't drink? Hi, Lisa. How are you? So yeah, we're just all going on that cruise ship, sipping whatever we want to sip. Courtney, you can have water. Somebody can have coffee. I'm having margaritas. What are you guys having? Let me know what you're having, because our businesses are running on automation on social media, and we're all having a wow of a time. How does that sound? If that sounds good, put good down below. Jennifer, are you joining us on our cruise ship? What are you drinking, Jen? How are you, Jennifer? Nice to see you on live. So, not preggers. I had to ask. When someone says they're drinking water, you got to ask the question, do you not? Oh, Jennifer's having a margarita with me. I love classic margaritas, but it's got to be with the proper ingredients. I hate when you go somewhere and they put the fake syrupy stuff in a margarita. That just doesn't cut it. Rob, you're good. That's awesome. Tina, hello to you. And thank you for saying hello to Henry. Henry's nowhere near as interactive as Harley was, but he's still here and just part of the set here. So let's move on. Let's talk about debunking 5 myths, social media marketing myths. And I'm just touching the surface with 5 of them, guys. There's probably heaps of myths that you've heard on social media that you would like clarified. What I would invite you to do is, if there's some myths out there that you've heard, please write them in the comments section below and I'll address them another time. So we want to, all these things that you hear, I've heard I should do this, or I heard I shouldn't do that. Social media is huge. Kay's not having water. What are you having, Kay? Let us know what you're having. So, hey, Jamie, how are you? Awesome to see you on live. Thanks for all jumping in and saying hello, guys. Don't forget the palm tree. You've got to drop the palm tree emoji down. So there's heaps of social media myths, many that you may have rolling around in your head. I did some content, some training yesterday. Jamie's having coffee. What type of coffee? Hey, Tiffany, thanks for the palm trees. Thanks for the palm trees, guys. So there's lots out there. And I did some training yesterday in my group regarding attraction marketing. And there was some really interesting things that came up. Well, should I do this or should I do this? Because I've heard this, but I'm not quite sure. Kay's having a margarita with me. Awesome, Kay. So if you've got some myths that you've heard some things, peppermint mocha. Very classy, Jamie. Love that. Lisa's having coffee, but with rice milk. Not great. Oh, you're not having rice milk, or you are having rice milk, Lisa? That's cool. Thanks for the palm trees, Courtney. So if there is anything specific that you want to know, like something that you've heard but you're not quite sure, put it in the comments section below so I can address all of those at another time. So let's get on to the 5. The one thing, and I do get this from, a bit of the older generation, is that, well, social media is only for millennials. Social media is really only for the younger generation. People in my target market are not on social media that much. I just want to give you some stats to make you aware of where everyone's at. Okay, so I've just got them written over here, so if I'm looking down, that's why. So the average, and this is based on the United States, guys. So this is United States data. So the average Facebook user, you tell me, what do you think the average age of a Facebook user is? So you think of the 2 billion monthly users on Facebook, what's the average age, do you think? 25, 30, 35, 40? Courtney's saying 39. That's very specific. Jamie's saying 30 plus. Lisa's loving the coffee but not the rice milk. I reckon, I've tried, and I know a lot of people drink this, but just even almond milk, and I love almond milk, but I don't love almond milk with my coffee. Anyway, Courtney, 2.23 billion. She just looked it up. You're amazing, Courtney. Rob's saying 40. Tiffany, mid-30s to 50s. Stephanie's saying over 30. So awesome, guys. Thanks for your answers there. So Tina's not sure. So love your honesty that you just don't know. But it's the average age of the Facebook user is 40.5. So let's just say 40. So the average user on Facebook is actually 40. Okay, so it gives you some indication. Like when we think it's always the younger generation, it's not. Stephanie, your 88-year-old grandmother is on Facebook. How cool is that? I love that. because even sometimes I get scared of the technology that's coming and how fast Facebook is moving, and it's hard to keep up with. So for an 88-year-old to get themselves on Facebook, that is so cool. So cool. You tell your grandmother she's a legend. From people in the online world, you pass that message on. That's just so amazing. Good on her. So yeah, 40.5 years. So let's just go on for the other stats. So what's Instagram? So Instagram, I won't make you guess because this Facebook Live will go too long, but Instagram in the United States is between 26 and 34. Twitter is between 36 and 44. And what's you guessing with Snapchat? Snapchat is obviously lower, so that's the 18 to 24 mark. But here's the big tip, guys. Facebook, with its new sort of feature, or when I say new, it's sort of new to us with using it, but it's been around for over a year, is Facebook Stories. Now, I spoke about Facebook Stories not this week, last week and the week before. So that's where, that's where you want to be, because Facebook's objective is to overtake Snapchat. So they will give you preference with Facebook Stories, and anything new that Facebook is pushing and promoting, you want to be there. So I would encourage you, if you're a Snapchat user, then shift your focus, or at the same time start using and getting familiar with Facebook Stories and use that to your advantage. But remember, guys, Facebook Stories is micro content. You don't want to be sharing your 15, 20, 30-minute Facebook Lives in Facebook Stories, because you know what happens? It's meant to be for micro content. Most people are using it for micro content. So they're checking out stuff. Then yours comes along, and you can tell by the little bar, oh, hell, that's going to be a long Facebook Live. And what do? They go swipe. You do not want people to swipe you on Facebook, guys. Because if they swipe you, it's all computing with the algorithm. They don't want to watch Helen's stuff. So don't put long Facebook Lives in Facebook Stories, because that's not what Facebook Stories is for. Okay? Just a bit of a tip for you. Jamie, I've been doing your tips and have had huge interaction. Go girl, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, Jamie. So good for you for listening and taking action, because that's what it's all about. Your business will only ever move forward if you actually take the action and the relevant action. It's people that listen, learn, and don't do anything, that the businesses don't move forward. So super impressed, Jamie. Good job. Well done to you. So, Facebook is sort of where it's at. The Snapchat, the age bracket, yes, it's younger, but Facebook Stories is trying to overtake Snapchat. So that's where you want to be, guys, with Facebook. So Facebook is the most brilliant platform for that middle, all ages really, but get onto Facebook Stories. Jamie, be replaying to everyone who likes or views my stories. Been replaying to everyone who, replying, I think you mean. I think you mean. So awesome interaction, because you know why? I think you mean replying instead of replaying. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Jamie. Just confused there for a sec. Is it gives you exposure. It gives you building influence on social media without having to say anything. Yeah, spelling error. All good, Jamie. Without having to push your business. It's all about exposure and about that little micro content, what's happening behind the scenes, what interesting things are you up to. So it gives you that exposure and helps build your influence on social media without having to push or say anything businessy. How cool is that? That's where it's at, guys. Oh, good, Jamie. Okay, let's move on to number 2. We need to keep moving. Second social media marketing myth to debunk is that you should be everywhere on social media. You should be on Facebook, you should be on Instagram, you should be on Twitter, you should be on Snapchat, you should be on LinkedIn, you should be everywhere. No, guys, not until you're established on 1 or 2 of those, okay? Where you're going to go wrong with that is that you're going to, that's like a time management nightmare, is it not? Okay, Facebook, what have I posted there? Instagram, okay, my Instagram's connected to Facebook, so that's okay, that's going there. And but now I'm going to do something in LinkedIn, and I forgot to put something on Twitter, and et cetera, et cetera. So what I would encourage you to do is get really good on one platform and then spread out your content to others. So social media is so many different things to different people. Go where the majority of people are first, master it, get awesome engagement and interaction and people following you. Then you can let those people know where else you're showing up in the future. So if you try to achieve everything at once but you're new, you can do a whole lot of things badly instead of concentrating on one thing really well. Okay? Tiffany, yes. I'm like, how the hell do you keep up? Absolutely. Rob, there are so many platforms. And there are, guys. And when you have got exposure, you've got eyeballs looking at you, and they're happy to share your stuff, then you can go across other platforms because there's different eyeballs in different places, and I get that. But master one. Yes, Rob. Master one until you go and branch out on all the others, because your time management to manage all of that, you could be doing a lot really average instead of doing one thing really, really well, capitalizing on that and telling these people here, guys, go and follow me on Instagram. Go and follow me on LinkedIn. You've already got the following and the exposure here. So use that to then branch out on that. Instead of you got a few people here, few people here, few people here, and it's not enough to make an impact. It's not enough for you to be a real influencer. It's not enough for you to really build your brand. Okay? I hope give me some palm trees if you're following with me there and you sort of understand that. Tiffany, I love this. I have been solely focusing on Facebook to build up that first. Awesome. Now, some of you might choose to do Facebook and Instagram. Now, if you've got the time, you've got the skill to do it. Go do it, guys. But most people don't have the time or the skill. So unless you're really, really good at Facebook, you know how to work the algorithm. You know how to get eyeballs on you. You know how to get lots and lots of people on your Facebook Lives and all of that kind of stuff. Do Instagram as well. But if you're not getting it on Facebook, where 2 billion people are every single month, and you're not getting much engagement, you're not getting, all of that kind of stuff, then it's not going to do you any favors on here. But if you've got the skill level, if you're awesome on Instagram and you've got a great following over there and you can handle Facebook as well, do it, guys. But it comes down to time management, exposure, and your skill level. So if you know how to work Instagram, do it. But please don't think with social media you have to be everywhere at once to have an impact. If you can do something really well on one platform first and then expand your skill level into others, then that's a better way to go. Tiffany, I have Instagram, but it gets hacked every time. Oh, what a bugger. So yeah, and it's just whatever platform you are, don't wing it. Increase your skill level all the time on how to use that platform, because Instagram has its own algorithm, just like Facebook has its own algorithm. Whatever platform you're on, you want the algorithm to be working in your favor and not against you. Okay? Jamie, try to make my Facebook better. Yeah, and it just takes time, guys. People have a misconception about social media. If I just put myself out there, like, build it and they will come. Not quite. You still have to be giving awesome value. You still have to know how to get engagement. You still have to have call to actions if depending on what your objective of things to do. Like, there's so many things that you need to keep on top of with, all platforms. So do one really well. Okay, let's move on. Hashtags. What's your understanding of hashtags? Should we use them or should we not? Jamie, mine got hacked back in April. Was that your Instagram, Jamie? And you had almost 4,000 people. What a bugger. Tiffany, yes. Jamie, you had to start all over. Nothing worse than putting a whole lot of effort into something and then having to start over. So, Rob's saying use them. Should we use hashtags, guys? Yes or no? Any perspective from any of you on hashtags? I'd be interested to see what you think. Tiffany uses hashtags. Jamie's put a hashtag down below. So I just want to give you the skinny on hashtags. Instagram, go for it. Facebook, not so much. Not so much on Facebook. Hashtags have a purpose. Hashtags on Instagram are awesome. And if you're on the Instagram platform, you would know that hashtags is just something that's done on Instagram, and for good reason. Tina, I don't very often at all. Well, it depends where you are, Tina, as to whether it's effective or not. So Facebook is not such a fan of hashtags. So if you are using hashtags on Facebook, I would encourage you to limit it to 2 or 3, even 1 or 2. Don't go overboard with hashtags on Facebook because Facebook don't like them. Okay, so that's just a little bit with hashtags. Great on Instagram. You're not so much on Facebook. Some of you may not be using them at all. Why are hashtags done? Because people can search those hashtags and your information can be found by multiple sources under the one heading. There's another little tip, guys. Don't use a heading like Tiffany. I read that the hashtag was created to help people find stuff on Twitter. Well, it's to help people find stuff generally. But what I would encourage you to do is use specific hashtags that relate to something, specific to you. So if I specialize on personal branding, attraction marketing, then I might choose to use hashtag attraction marketing. Hashtag personal branding. So when people are searching those words, then my content might come up. But if I do hashtag freedom life, hashtag work from home, and I've used these in the past, guys, it's all a learning curve, hashtag love my life, hashtag life is awesome, it doesn't have any meaning behind it, and it won't grow your business because you're going to get lost in the sea and it doesn't really serve a specific purpose. So with hashtags, I would encourage you that if you are using them, I've just told you what to do, Instagram versus Facebook, but really have a think about the meaning of the hashtag that you're using and make it really specific to what it is that you're doing or promoting or want your content to be found, for. Okay? The fourth one. Social media, stats, metrics, insights, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Rob, hashtag lifestyle. What does that mean? So, it doesn't really serve you any purpose using like a hashtag lifestyle. Get a little bit more specific about, what it is that you're doing. Jamie, but I thought hashtag on Facebook goes with what's trending in the bar in the side. Yeah, but Facebook is it wants people to stay on Facebook. It doesn't want people to go off and search things through hashtags. It will limit, just the skinny of it all at the end of the day, it'll limit your organic reach if you have a multiple number of hashtags. So I'm not saying don't use them on Facebook. I'm just saying 2 things. Limit them to about 2 or 3 on Facebook, and those 2 or 3, make them mean something. Okay, so make them be meaningful to what it is that you're actually, promoting, marketing, things like that. Tiffany, this makes so much more sense. Awesome, great. So the fourth one about metrics, stats, audience insights, depending whether you're using just your personal Facebook page, a group, you can get group insights on a business page. You can have the insight section, but none of that's really very meaningful unless, you're a big business. I just want to highlight to you that if you're trying to build a business on social media, get some traction and become an influencer through your personal page, through Facebook stories and what you're up to and what you're doing, or on a business page through growing, a business, a personal brand, that kind of thing. Or, sorry, just need to get rid of an alert there, or in Facebook groups, the interaction in the group, the engagement, whatever you're doing over there. Anything that gives you data that is worth measuring from day one. You want to be on top of it. Most people don't know their numbers. The only way that you can improve in your business is to know where you're at. So you've got a comparison point with, okay, I'm here, I'm changing this particular activity because of something I've learnt. So how does that play out for me? What difference has it made in my numbers? What difference has it made in my views? What difference has it made in my audience insights? What difference has it made in my engagement? So I'll talk more about that in specific training in my private group. If you're not in my free group, I don't think I'll put it up there. I'll edit the description when I get off the live and put a link through to my private group. Go and get in that group because I'm going to do more detail about this, in the private group sort of moving forward. But yes, Rob, tracking is important. So even when you're starting out, even engagement on your personal page is important to you, watching that. And why? Because you know what works and what doesn't. So what do people resonate with you? You get a lot of engagement, you get a lot of likes, shares, comments, whatever, and then versus something that doesn't. Okay, people like that and they don't like that. Or you've got a business page or a group, go into the tab that says insights. Check out your posts. Where is Facebook sending your material? How far are they sending it out? Man, that reach was crap. Oh man, that was popular. And my organic reach was awesome. I better be doing more of that. And look at the engagement on that. If you're not looking at that data, you're missing valuable stuff to help your business move forward. Okay? So Jamie, I compare from last year. I'd be drilling down further than that. A year to 1 year to another is a long time between drinks. You can make slight little tweaks in the action that you take, especially with social media, doing different strategies, learning how to cross-promote your pages, all different things like that. I'm going to do a training in my private group on that coming up too, guys. All those kind of little things, and they can have a massive difference in your business within a month. So I'd be looking, because if you went a whole year and you made a really big impact here and you've missed it and gone on and done 100 other things since, you've missed to capitalize on what's happened over here just in the last few weeks. I hope that makes sense. Rob, I like to know what's working. I have Tracker Tuesday, so Rob's doing it weekly. So I'm just trying to highlight to you, Facebook actually gives you a lot of data that you may be missing. Especially on a business page and in groups, there's insights on both those pages. If you're not looking at that data, you're missing valuable stuff that's going to tell you what's working and what's not working, so you know what to do moving forward. Tiffany, I'm going to start tracking month to month. Makes so much sense to do that. Absolutely. Because it's the only way you know whether the activity that you're doing is working or not. And not enough people do this. And that's where we get stuck, guys. Because you keep doing more of the same thing, particularly on social media. I've just got to show up. I've just got to be consistent. Yes. And I absolutely sprig that till the cows come home. You've got to be consistent and you've got to keep showing up. But what is it that you're doing and saying, the value that you're giving that's resonating with people? So your audience insights gives you all that data, guys. Okay, so it's really important. Now the last one, the fifth one, we're almost done. Business pages are dead unless you do Facebook advertising. So I get that all the time. I can't afford to start a business page because I don't have any money. I'm not going to do any Facebook advertising, so I'm not going to start a business page. Myth, guys. If you are good at what you do, if you give value to people, you show people you care, you give empathy, valuable information, you're showing up consistently, you're on top of your stats so you know what's working and what. It is possible for you to build a business page without doing Facebook advertising. I said this yesterday, I think. It depends on the speed of how you want to grow your business. The fact that you have a business page gives you the choice to scale, leverage, automate things that you cannot do on a personal page. When you get smart and cluey about the tips and tricks that social media, particularly Facebook, allows you to do, you can subtly cross-promote your pages and send people from your personal page to your business page without costing you a cent. So if you up your skill level, you learn what you need to do, you're consistently giving value, there's no reason why you cannot build a business page effectively without any paid ads. Now, I'm an advocate of paid advertising because if you can spend $5 and make 20, why would you not do that? And that's what I've learned to do. So then when you're spending 5 and make 20, then you can spend 10 and make 40. You can scale and it gives you options. So if you want to speed up the process in your business, you can do Facebook ads and learn all those strategies and all the rest of it. But it's not the myth. What I'm trying to get across here is that don't cut off the possibility of a business page because someone's told you business pages are dead, organic reach is dead unless you pay to play. Yes, there's a certain sort of element of that, but if you're good at what you do and you give value and you keep showing up and you learn the right strategies to cross-promote and do different things and network, if you can't use Facebook advertising, you need to get your ass into gear with networking and get people to that business page. So it can be done. Huge myth. Okay, I just wanted to really highlight that. Sorry, there's a lot of comments and they've already gone. Tiffany, I've been told that you have to spend money to make money. And essentially, you know what? Yes, you do. Because if you don't invest in learning new things, if you don't invest in little courses that can teach you new skills, if you don't invest in your education, what people generally do is they expect their business to go like this, but they make no investment in learning, training, their education, their personal development, unless you're rising yourself, unless you're investing in increasing your skill level, mentorship, personal development. How can you expect to build a 6-figure business on a budget, investment? And this is huge. This is where most people are at with their mindset. I can't afford it. I can't, but their expectation is they're going to build a 6-figure business. Guys, you cannot build a 6-figure business without investing in mentorship and training and all those kind of things to increase your skill level. Everybody wants the silver bullet. The silver bullet does not exist. I've invested big bucks. I've gone to America from Australia 5 times in the last 12 months to invest in my own learning and my own skill level. And does it pay off? Yes. If I hadn't invested in that, where would I be? Not where I am now. So I just want you to get through that psyche of, I don't have any money, I can't learn, I can't do anything, but your expectation is that you're going to build a 6-figure business. So it just doesn't work, guys. You can't buy a $20 product and expect that that is going to be the be-all and end-all that builds you a 6-figure business. It's not going to happen. It's just not. Just a really important thing for people to understand with your expectation. If you want to build a thriving business, then you have to invest time, money, and energy into learning the skills that you need to know to get there. No one gets there without investing time and energy, learning what they need to know. David, work on your job and make a living, work on yourself and make a fortune. Love that, David. Thank you for your input. That's awesome. And Jamie said, yes, David. It's just so true. Just so true. The job will give you a living. It'll give you a paycheck. It'll give you, and I'm not dissing jobs because, guys, we need jobs to get money sometimes to build the side business. And then when we build that up, then it gives us options, to do other choices. So I'm not dissing jobs. Jobs gives us a lot of options. I've been in paid employment most of my life. So, it's a means to an end, but it's not going to build your fortune because you're capped. You are capped with a wage. You are capped with, how much, you can earn, and literally you're trading your time for money. Thanks for that, David. Rob, champagne on lemonade money. Yeah, everybody wants the champagne, but they don't want to pay any more than the lemonade. Jamie definitely has champagne taste. If you have champagne taste, then, but Jamie, I don't know you very well, but you seem to be the person to me that's, excuse me, willing to invest that time and energy into making sure your business works. Tiffany, I wish I could get my husband to understand he is capped. Yeah, it's hard to let go of the security. It's hard, the mindset. Well, at least I know what's coming in every week. It takes guts to be entrepreneurial. It takes guts to step outside the norm. And we are brought up by society saying you go to school, maybe after school you do some further education, maybe you don't, but supposedly if you do some further education, you'll get a better job. Then you work that job until you're 60 odd, and then you retire and you get a pension, and that's what life is all about. And 90% of people walking the planet have already got a preconceived notion that that's what life is all about, and that's what they go off and do. So to have this entrepreneurial mindset, do something different, to willing to learn the online world and leverage that, because the numbers are there. 2 billion people every month on Facebook, guys. There's enough people for you to build your business, me to build my business, and everybody else. So it's just a matter of learning the right skill set level. So it's sacrifices sometimes. Okay, so do I really need to spend that money on those clothes? Or do I really need to spend my money there? You have a look at your budget. Where can you save money to invest in your learning to really build the 6-figure business that you want? Most people concentrate on the bills coming in every month rather than what do I need to do to invest in that to build my skill level up so I can earn 6 figures. So it takes a bit of a mindset shift. Gee, we've gone on a completely different tangent, haven't we, guys? Alison, I'm disabled lady and only get my disabled money, which isn't a lot. And there are a lot of people that are out there that have a lot of restrictions. So, do what you need to do, get a lot of information for free like me, but taking the action and moving your business forward. And, there's things that we can sell in a house to get the next lot of money to invest. There's always a way. You just, rather than concentrating on the cost, it's a matter of broadening your mindset in how can I find a way. When you open your mind and change your mindset to, I've just got to make this happen. I've just got to make this happen. How can I find, creative things will pop into your brain that you've never thought of before. Doors will open for you to generate a little bit more, income to help you save to buy the next thing. So it's all where your head's at and what you focus on. What you focus on is what you will get more of. When we get stuck on, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, I can't afford it, then nothing will ever change. When we can start focusing on, I've just got to trust that the universe has got my back and I will find a way. The universe will put people in front of you. Something will show up in your social media feed that will connect you to a person. And it's like, this is what I needed. That happened for me. And when I was struggling in my business and my team was going backwards, and it's like, what do I need to do differently? And an ad popped up. I spent $27 on a little ebook that has changed the whole course of not only my business, my life, my social media presence, the income that I get when I sleep, the leads, the whatever. You've got to have an open mind to solutions so the doors open up for different things that will come at you and a different perspective. It's the only way you can move forward, and it's all about not what's physically happening in your environment with the lack of physical dollars. It's how you think about it, how you challenge yourself to move forward to find different solutions. Save $5 a week and start saving. So instead of buying the extra chocolate bar or, different things and, all that kind of things, or what can you sell that you haven't used? What clothing can you put up online and that you haven't worn for a year? And, little things, we all have things around the house that we don't use. So get on eBay or whatever and start selling a few little things and start saving. There's always a way. You've just got to think more creatively. There are lots of people that achieve lots of things that have no money. It's all about the mindset around it and opening your eyes to different options. Rob, just how you found me, Helen. Just how you found me. How did I find you, Rob? I can't remember, but social media. Like, we connect with people for a reason. And certain things will, pop into your newsfeed, or you'll get a little bit of information that goes, oh, okay. I had a call with one of my mentors this morning. He's made over $20 million online. And I've been stuck with something, and we had a conversation, and he's just shifted my mindset on how I can approach something. And now I've got new ideas about how I can tackle something. Without that conversation, without sort of getting on that call, I wouldn't have that information. So people pop into your life and give you advice for a reason. It's up to you what you do with it. Jamie, absolutely. Either you find an excuse or you find a way. Now, we are full of excuses. It's what our brain is made up to do for us. And we will find every excuse under the sun why we can't. Every excuse I can't do that. That's too scary. I can't afford it. I've done so many things in the last year and a half with this online journey that have scared the out of me. Financially, my belief in myself, all that kind of stuff. And it's generally something that I feel in my gut. You've just got to do it, Helen. You just got to do it. Like, I don't know if you guys understand or appreciate 5 times to the United States from Australia in 12 months is massive. Cost, time, jet lag, my husband, children, leaving him, for a week or so at a time to fend for everything to do with the kids while I'm shattered before I leave because of all the organization before I go. I'm shattered when I get back because of jet lag. Cost me a hell of a lot of money. All that kind of stuff. But every time I do it, I get the reward. So I push myself and I get the rewards. But unless you push yourself, unless you force yourself to find a way, unless you think of other solutions and open your mind to creative ways to solve your problems rather than relishing in the problem, you can't move forward when you're always going, I can't, I don't have, whatever. That's a mindset shift that you need to move forward. Jamie, don't buy any new clothes or things I don't need. I've done that. I can't sell my car and walk. I can't use my legs. I am in a wheelchair. I get where you're coming from, Alison. But just instead of putting all those things up as to why you can't, start opening your mind as to how you can. Guys, get rid of the word can't from your vocabulary. Get rid of that from your mind. When you tell yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, your life will be full of can'ts. It's going to be impossible for you to move forward when you tell yourself all the time, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't. So it's like, okay, I've got limitations. I've got things that are holding me back, but I'm not going to let that stop me. What can I do? What can I think of? How creative can I be? What can I sell online that I don't use or I haven't worn or that's in the kitchen or whatever? There's always a way to find ways out of our circumstances don't control what's happening in our life, our mind does. The quicker that you can get on top of that and how powerful your mindset is, the way you approach things, the way you think about things, the faster that you will move forward. Tiffany, can't, never, could. Saying can't so much, your mind will believe it. Absolutely. You say I can't, and we're wired to say I can't. So it takes huge brain power to go, you know what, these are my limitations. I've got limitations in my life. I've not got that much money coming in at the moment. I've got things that are holding me back, but I'm not going to let it stop me. I will find a way. When you move, then things will come in to your life that never have before. People will come into your life that give you a little piece of advice. You act on that piece of advice and things slowly start to shift. But if you stay there going, I can't, there's no possibility of moving forward. So it's all here. Jamie, those 10 on my team sold stuff, made moves and choices to get there. Absolutely. There's always a way. Always a way. It just depends on how you think about it. But, and thanks for all your input, guys, with all of that. It's an awesome discussion to have. Had nothing to do with the topic of what we were talking about today. But if anything, this part of the discussion is more important to you than what we've talked about with debunking social media myths. This is the belief in yourself, the ability to get creative, using the word, how can I find a way, rather than I just can't afford it or I can't do this. The difference between that way of thinking will be the difference between success and failure. Absolutely, 100%, no question about it. Stephanie, even I need to let go of can't right now. Mine is can't find time. Stephanie, I totally relate. I struggle with that myself, and I'm always telling myself, I'm so busy. And I catch myself all the time. Multi-millionaires only have the same 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week as every other human being walking the planet. So how is it that some people can do it and some people just can't? It's all up here. It's all up here. So I catch myself and turn it around like, okay, yeah, I am busy. Yeah, I will do way too many different things. So what can I eliminate, or what are my priorities? What are my money-making activities? What do I need to be able to afford next? Like really drilling down. 3 questions, guys. 3 questions. What's working? And write it down. Go through this process for yourself. What is working in my life? Write it down. What is not working in my life? Write it down. What can I do differently? And I do this with myself all the time. I go through this process with very high level students that I mentor in the online world. So what's going on good for you? Okay, awesome. Do more of that. That's awesome. You're increasing your engagement. You're getting more live viewers. That's awesome. Keep up the great work. So you get reinforcement and you actually evaluate what's going well. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, what's not working well? I'm not getting enough engagement. I'm not generating enough income that I can put into the ads, or I'm not, whatever. Okay, so what can we do differently to change that? Well, I guess I could try this, or I guess I could do that, or the money one, I guess I could look for some things around my house that I could put online and sell. So when you go through that evaluative process, you get the raw emotion out of it. When we make decisions on emotion, it's the wrong decisions, guys. So when you get all stewed up in your head, I can't afford it, and then you're getting teary and life is a mess and my life's not moving forward, my business is not moving forward. It's all from emotion. You can't move forward from emotion. So you have to get really evaluative of what's actually really going on, okay? So what's working well, what's not working well, what can I do differently? I do this with my time, because I get so caught up in, I don't have enough time. I haven't got that done because I don't have enough time. It's like, okay, Helen, let's reevaluate. Reevaluate. What's working well? Okay, so I'll keep that up because that's helping me increase that. What's not working well? Well, I'm just not getting this list of to-do things. So where am I concentrating my time? Okay, I really need to cut that back because it's not, serving me. And I'm spending way too many people are personal messaging me, and I'm attending to everyone else's needs, but I'm not helping myself. So if people have to wait a couple of more hours before I answer a message because I need to get that done, because that's a huge priority for me, then, that doesn't feel well because I don't like leaving people hanging for a long time. But if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. And then you put that into action. That's what I need to do differently to make sure I get through my to-do list. And my family, the reason, I'll be really raw and honest with you guys here now. The reason my husband, some of you that have been following me for the last couple of weeks, my husband surprised me and took me away for 2 nights. So we went away for 3 days. I've shared that on social media, like where we were. It was a beautiful villa. Beautiful, had a spa on the deck, and it had, had kayaks, and we went for a kayak ride and whatever. And you know what he said to me? I need to take you away to get some time with you. Sorry. I'm always busy being here for you and doing what I need to do, because I don't have excuses, guys. I do what I need to do because I know where I want to get. And what's happening with my family, he takes me away for 2 days because he doesn't get any time with me. Like, where are my priorities there? I can't leave my family behind for, concentrating on you guys. And don't take that the wrong way. I love what I do and I love you guys and giving you value. Okay? But, there are times where I have to prioritize and go, okay, those messages have to wait because my kids need me. Or my husband needs a little piece of his wife for a minute, rather than me being on this bloody stupid thing. Sorry, this is real and authentic and whatever. I don't know how we got here, guys, out of this Facebook Live, but we're here. So, it's just, we have to manage, it's just time. And I struggle with time all the time. But I can't always be in that mindset of I don't have enough time. Because you know what? When I sit there, I don't have enough time, then that's all I'm going to get more of, guys. I just don't have enough time. So it's a matter of me sitting going, okay, what's working well? Where is my time spent well? And I will stop doing other things to be here live with you guys because I know it's making a difference. And if there's one of you on the other side of the other side of this live that I give one little piece of advice that helps you move your business forward or shifts your mindset slightly, then I'm happy. It's and so I choose. So here in Australia, it's actually Saturday. Like, there are things that I should be doing with my kids right about now, but they're out doing their thing, but and it's the weekend. But I've committed to you guys that I'm going to turn up here live 5 days a week to give you value. And I was not going to talk this long, and that's my own fault because we got on a conversation, but I think this is very valuable, not only for you guys, for me. I reassess, what's important. And so, the whole time thing that was just brought up before, I get it. I don't have it all together, guys. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I struggle with my own self-belief sometimes. I struggle with the money that I invest in my mentorship. Sometimes I struggle with, I'm struggling at the moment. I'm meant to be in America again next month. And for many different reasons, I don't know if I can go. I have my own battles. Everyone has their own battles. Yes, Jamie, we're all growing. So you don't just be someone one day and you're perfect the next, like everyone. But what I've learned about personal development, thank you, David. That's really sweet. What I, really appreciate about increasing my own personal development is that I'm never not going to have doubts. I'm never not going to have issues, maybe with money, with people, with myself. Can I do that? My own self-belief. Is this going to work? All that kind of stuff. But what you learn to do is shift it a hell of a lot quicker. So I'm always going to have self-doubt that pops up. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm very quick to catch now. Okay, Helen, don't stay there. Have a little cry, get it out, let out the emotion. You don't want to bottle stuff up because that just makes it worse. So if I need to cry, if I'm feeling really, really frustrated, I let myself go. But guys, understand, and I learned this from John Maxwell, understand that the initial motion that you have, you may not be able to control. So something happens and you get upset, you get frustrated, you get angry, and the body takes over. So you can't control that. So that's about the first sort of 15 minutes. Guys, after that first 15 minutes, you know what? We are choosing to be there. We are choosing to stay there. So John Maxwell's, and what I've hung on to, I learnt this from him, is after 24 hours, let it go and move on. So there might be crap going on in our life, and there might be big crap going on in our life. So do what you need to do. Feel the emotion that you need to do. Cry. Do what you need to do because it comes up. It just came up for me and I couldn't control that. But don't relish in it. And just learn that, okay, I needed to do that. That was good. But I can't stay there because your circumstances don't control you. Your mind does. It's not the fact that you don't have any money. It's not the fact that somebody pissed you off. It's not the fact that, Sandrine, do not bottle it up. Do not bottle it up, girl. Get it out. And you've got to talk to other people. You've got to open up to somebody. You've got to share. So this call that I had this morning in my time zone with my mentor this morning is shifted for me, not only some mindset things, but some technical things with my ads and certain things, like just having that conversation has shifted my mindset. When you don't talk to anybody, you bottle stuff up, you don't let your emotions out and you don't deal with it, you're going to stay stuck. So Sandrine, let it out. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to get angry, get angry. If you need to talk to somebody to let it out, talk to somebody that you trust. And do that. But just remember, guys, after 24 hours of whatever it is that got you there, let it go and realize, okay, that's my circumstances. My circumstances suck. I do not like where I am. But what can I do differently to move myself out of that? So allow yourself the emotion, but after 24 hours, this is John Maxwell's rule, let it go and move on, guys, because you're not doing yourself any favors. Like, there's people that I know that have dramas within their family, or dramas with a best friend, or dramas with somebody, and they've been hanging on to it for 10 years. Then one day they decided to pick up the phone for whatever reason and confront it. And it's like, why did I not do that 10 years ago? One conversation, having the guts to pick up the phone and have it out for whatever reason. And then they said, why did I not do that 10 years ago? Why have I been holding on to that anger, that angst, that frustration for all those years? So it's only you that's allowing yourself to continue to suffer. Does that make sense? Send me some palm trees, guys. Man, we've gone way off topic. Tiffany, amen. Talk about it. Do what you got to do, but don't stay there. Yep, the only person that suffers when we stay stuck, I don't have the money, I don't know how to do it, I can't. You're going to live your life in the same place that you are now for years. The only one that changes our life is us. And it's not to do with our circumstances. It's how we interpret our circumstances. It's how we shift past those circumstances. What's working? What's not working? What can I do differently now to move me forward? And it may not be major, but small baby steps in the right direction can change your life. Not only emotionally, relationships, physically, health, but financially as well. Okay. All I can say, guys, is you guys are the best. And I don't know how we got onto this conversation, but I really appreciate the conversation that we've had. I hope that's been valuable for you. It's helped me get, real raw and a little bit authentic. So thank you for allowing me to go there, because that's where we all need to go sometimes. Sandrine, don't let your emotions get the best of you. And that's why it's so important to remember those 3 questions. What's worked, what hasn't worked, and what might I do differently, because it gets you out of the emotion. When you stay in a place of emotion, you're actually incapable of making the right decisions. Tiffany, every bit was valuable. Huge value. Thank you for your comments, guys. Alison, thank you for tonight. Helen, love you. It's been valuable. Jamie, every second was amazing. Yeah, so... I don't even know how we got onto all of that, but, you guys are awesome. I'm so glad that we just got that out and, allowed me to get real and authentic with you. So, awesome. And this is the difference, guys. Like, I've just already told you before, it's a Saturday here. I should be with my kids, and I don't need to go live. I don't need to be here with you today, but I've made a commitment to my business, myself, my future, and you guys, that I'm going to show up 5 days a week at this time. And if I hadn't showed up today, we wouldn't have had this conversation that we've just had, would we? So you never know what piece of golden nugget that you're going to get out of something, or who I can just give a little bit of advice to, not only help you guys, but help myself by jumping on live. So just the smallest things can make a massive difference. Sandrine, raw and honest, so relatable. Thank you. Yep, you certainly got raw Helen today. But I don't hide anything, guys, with you. I'm not pretending to be somebody I'm not. I'm not, here to be somebody that I'm not. You've got the real Helen today. So yeah, just so appreciative of you guys showing up and for contributing to that conversation that we just had. You're amazing. David, so much value. So I hate to think how long I've been on live. My God. Guys, we've been on live for an hour, and I know some of you have been on this whole time. So you guys rock. But amazing, amazing conversation. I'm glad we had it, and I hope it helps you guys in some way think about things a little bit differently. So love you guys. Love you guys. So tomorrow I'm not going live, guys. I'm going to spend the day with my family, but I will be live with you next week. Same time as usual, 5 days a week at the same time. Have an awesome weekend, guys. Don't forget to, look after you. Sometimes I have to remember that for myself, as well as, whatever it is for you're striving for. Don't let whatever you're striving for get in the way of still, spending time with your kids and stuff like that. So thanks, guys. It's been awesome, and I'll talk to you next week. Love you. Bye. It won't even let me get off, guys. I can't push the finish. Sorry, we're still meant to be. No, I'm only kidding. I can't push the button. Just meant to be here today, guys, I think, all of us.